Good evening, Cadet fans. Welcome to Parkway North High School. We are here for the District 4 championship game between your CBC Cadets and the Spartans of Desmet. We are bringing this to you live on the Cadet Student Network. The Tim Kylo broadcast booth is on the road this week. I am Tom Eichwald. I will be bringing you the game, and alongside me, Mr. Tim Morris. Tim, nice to have you.
It's great to be here, Tom. I'm really excited for this game. We've been waiting for this possibly all season. A little redemption from last year's exit during the district championship game.
Well, and you always know that these two teams are going to see each other again. You know, these two teams are going to play each other. You know they'll see each other in district. You watch them throughout the season. You know, we were talking before the broadcast. We get to watch Desmet a lot. We get to watch CBC, obviously, a lot. So these are two teams that we know very well, and these are two teams that know each other very well. And it's always a pleasure to see these two go at it, these two big rival schools, especially when it's win or go home. So as we get set, you're going to see CBC in the vintage 1984 state championship throwback jerseys. I think that's the correct year, affectionately known as the Charlie Browns. And you are going to see Desmet in the white. They're going to be attacking right to left across your screen. And you are going to see CBC, again, in the long-sleeve yellow shirts going left to right. Now, Tim, what can we expect in this one?
It's going to be a very physical game, a pretty rough at times. Desmet is a team that thrives off of that physicality. One of the things that we're going to say is different from Tuesday is the conditions are much, much better.
And Tuesday it was raining, and tonight it is absolutely gorgeous. A little on the cool side, but we are in a nice warm press box, so we don't mind. And as this one kicks off, you're going to see CBC trying to gain possession in the midfield and a one-man wrecking crew there of Griffin Morgan for Desmet. Good touch from Simon Larson. Tries to find Nick Dempster. Dempster cuts it inside to Leach. Oh, Leach whips on a left-footed shot. You know his eyes were big on that one. That's a promising start. It all started with a nice flick from Simon Larson. And Dempster kind of cut it inside for Leach, who couldn't connect, but positive start. And I think one of the keys in this game, Tim, is needing to start quick if you are CBC. Here's Yankowitz, a name you will hear plenty tonight. He makes a great run in the channel, covered by Palazzolo. This is going to be a battle for the ages here.
Yeah, really looking forward to this one, especially since the last game where we saw both these teams go at it. Very physical. Yankowitz liking and trying to engage that initial contact.
And no love lost between Yankowitz and Palazzolo. We've seen it over the season. And they are seniors. This is the last time they will see each other. It's going to be very important for those two players to stay calm. This ball played in. Avi Wessa puts one through the uprights. 3 points in football, but wrong sport.
Starting to see a very open game, a little bit frantic, probably some nerves playing into that. I'm looking for CBC to settle down, develop some control and possession right now, settle the nerves, and allow to build a.
So with 38.5 to go, here's the long ball from Johnny Huber. Dempster trying to claim. Avi Wessa over there for Desmet wins it. Finds Hansen, and a good tackle there from Pat Alsmeyer doing some wrecking. Ball played up to Yankowitz. Alsmeyer again, stealing possession. Here's Max Steffen, scored twice against Desmet just last week on senior night. And they're going to say that went out of bounds off of the foot of Ryan Oberle here. And we are going to reset. A couple different numbers if you're wondering. If your eyes are very good and you're wondering what the deal is. With these jerseys, Ryan Oberle wears 15 and Sam Leach wears number 25. So just a little note if you are paying attention at home. Granted that we can barely see the numbers from up here. Just thought we'd let you know. Here is Dempster. And he is one-on-one with Andrew DeGrief, and that one's going to go out for a CBC corner. First of the game, Sam Leach is going to go over to take this one. We've seen him hit this with the right foot in the past.
That was a fantastic outside foot of the touch turn there by Nick Dempster. Looking for a little bit of creativity on that outside. Let's see if we can generate some offense on this set play.
And Leach plays it in. Palazzolo couldn't quite get the connection he wanted to. Wessa tries to clear, not very convincingly, and it's going to be a throw-in for CBC. We should mention, we do apologize, there's light poles that are in front of the goals. There is nothing we can do about that. That's just a bit of unfortunate positioning. But we will let you know what's going on around the poles. And here's a throw-in. Over there to take it is Adam Wittenauer in for Ryan Gertison tonight. Wittenauer puts it in the penalty area. Kind of range way out of position. Can CBC just get a touch on goal here? No. Range came and whiffed on the punch. so often fatal for a goalkeeper, but his defense bails him out with some hectic clearances. And speaking of hectic, it continues. Wittenauer trying to connect with Oberle here. Ball played in. It's going to be gathered by Palazzolo, and Yankowicz is going to cut him off. And, again, watch for contact between those two. Don't think it's a stretch to say that I wouldn't be surprised if there was a card between the two of them tonight.
Well, I mean, you're looking at the end of the season for two senior players. They have high hopes for their team to move on beyond this game. Certainly unfortunate to meet in the district final.
It is, and the winner of this game gets the pleasure of a date with the winner of SLU and Chaminade next week. Good control from Yankowicz as he drops back into the midfield. I think he's most effective when he's dropping back into the midfield, and right now nobody's marking him.
Well, it's one of the things he actually lined up offsides. CBC was telling me that some of the students and players were telling me that they want to try to see if Yankowicz can actually go towards the goal. So giving him that space, not allowing him to initiate that contact with his back. Because if you saw that play, he ended up going 30 yards the other direction. Well, yes, good to maintain possession, but not really developing an attacking threat.
And here's going to be a throw-in from David Meyerhoff, who can fling them, folks. Ignore the side spin, and that is headed clear by Palazzolo, only as far as looks like Griffin Morgan. Morgan up trying to connect through Connor Ferguson, and contact there, and it's going to be a foul against Alsmeyer, it looked like.
No, it looks like they're saying throw-in.
Okay, it is throw-in for CBC. I thought they were going to get him on a foul on Hansen there. It's going back in. Meyerhoff again. He's got Yankowicz up top, and he's going to try to find him. Good throw. Finds him in the corner. Now can Matt turn? Now you did see they were giving him a little space to turn rather than trying to close him down right away. And this one's dumped in. Sam Grass smartly plays back to counter range. Misses the referee. And throw in to CBC. And now Leach. Wittenauer.
Ooh, Avi Wessa trying to
dispossesses Jack Edwards. And ball played in for, not a bad ball for Yankowicz. Good read by Palazzolo. I would have liked to see Wessa carry that a little bit more. He's a danger man, and most of the attack you're going to see for Desmet is going to come from that right-hand flank from Avi Wessa.
So much speed and control on the ball. Great at cutting the ball back into the middle.
And one of the subplots I'll be watching, Tim, frankly, we saw in the game against Marquette, a lot of the offense for CBC in what was not a stellar second half came through Jack Edwards. So Jack Edwards really running forward in that game. He's going to have to be responsible tonight. He can't get the blood rush and start going forward like crazy because then he's got Avi Wessa to deal with, and you're not going to win a sprint against him. So I'll be looking for that.
Looks like a foul here. Sam Larson drawing the contact. Possibly a situation where you see AJ looking to play it in, but instead he goes for control with Edwards. Like to see this build up here.
And here's Palazzolo. Leach. Alsmeyer cleared out by... That was Klingler, but regains possession. And Oberle trying to connect with Steffen, cleared by Connor Ferguson. Little love tap from Max Steffen on Connor Ferguson. Ferguson appealed to the linesman, nothing doing though. Now Wittenauer starting on this right-hand side, predominantly left-sided player. He's starting on the right to allow Jack Edwards to continue the stellar work he's put in on the left side. And also the speed of Edwards against Wessa, I think.
Now you see this is Desmet's game plan, being very physical and very aggressive on these on the midfield, not allowing CBC to generate much possession. And this has, in past games, gotten the CBC midfield a little frazzled.
Austin Bloom plays it in. Cleared by Dempster. Only as far as Wessa. Now Morgan. Here is Edwards. Can't quite connect with Steffen, though. Saw the idea. Try to find the quick strike. Sam Leach plays it wide. This is Dempster again. And Dempster's going to cut back inside. Plays it across a little too far ahead of Ryan Oberle. Decent idea. But back to the drawing board on that one. And Yankowitz and Palazzolo continue their battle.
And that's going to be, I think, something we're going to see all game.
It is. Meyerhoff clears. And Palazzolo clears it off of Yankowitz. And we mentioned on Tuesday, but certainly want to reiterate, congratulations to A.J. Palazzolo on being named an All-American. Last CBC player to play in the All-American game in Birmingham in December was Giovanni Dokai, and it's a tremendous honor. So he will go along with a player from your alma mater, Tim, Chaminade, Tim Steele.
Tim Steele, another defensive player.
So 2 All-Americans headed from St. Louis.
And I think the West is going to be coached by, I think it's Coach Keller out of St. Dominic.
Phenomenal coach, phenomenal program over there. And here's Meyerhoff. Cleared by Alsmeyer. Steffen shows. And Oberle wins that one, plays it inside right behind Simon Larson, unfortunately. Well, fortunately for Desmet.
Larson wanting stuff on his feet. You see the classic sign language of hands pointing to the feet.
And here's Steffen cutting inside, trying to find the run of Dempster. The understanding between them has gotten so much better, and it's really grown throughout the season.
Desmet doing a nice job cutting out the passing lane.
And we've received word. Chaminade started celebrating a goal 4 minutes in against SLU, but was disallowed for a handball. So still scoreless between Chaminade and the U-High. Again, the winner of that game will play the winner of this game next week in what will be a game you will not want to miss. And Counter Range is going to clear it here on the goal kick. And not the best. It's going to be off the head of Oberle. Throw for Desmet. While we have a second, Cadet fans, are you protected? Call State Farm agent and CBC alum Tim Kylo for all your insurance needs. Tim is more than just the best insurance guy in town. He's also the presenting sponsor of CSN. We are incredibly grateful for his support. Call Tim, 314-842-4442, or send him an email, tim@timkylo.com. And as this one's cleared, as far as Dempster plays back to Edwards, I think caught Edwards a little bit off guard. 2 sophomores trying to get themselves out of trouble here. And eventually just kick it long, let Max Steffen deal with it. Tough one to control, though. It was kind of in his throat, not so much on the chest. Haven't met too many players with good control off the throat.
Here's a little flick ahead to Simon Larson. Let's see if he can get behind the Smet defense, able to force a throw. Simon Larson playing very much almost all alone. Great player with his back to the goal, looking for runs possibly from Dempster, Max Steffen to his left and his right. You know, using their speed in an effective way, but also keeping those center backs busy.
And here's the ball in the Yankowitz. There you see Palazzolo giving him a little bit of a space. And Yankowitz gets away with a handball there. Off the bicep. And running down Pat Alsmeyer. It goes out of bounds. And CBC throw. We mentioned a minute ago Tim Kylo's support. Before we move on totally, hopefully you heard that. Hopefully you're giving Tim a call. But regardless, we want to thank Tim on Twitter. We mentioned he's the presenting sponsor. He's so good. This is his broadcast booth up here in Parkway North. So we want to thank him on Twitter. So please give him a follow at Risk Agent. Look him up, and please thank Tim for all he does for us here on CSN. Wessa Dempster, the sophomore, beats the freshman. Tries to cut inside, but that's good defending there from DeGrief. And still bouncing around. Leach back into the corner for Dempster. Ball played off the top of the head of DeGrief over there. Ends up finding Steffen. Steffen inside for Dempster. Returns the favor. Steffen tried to cut back to Simon Larson at the penalty spot. That was intercepted. Good defending from Desmet. Now Edwards. I would think somebody's got to swing possession at some point, or do that.
Oh.
Headed down across by Oberle. Simon Larson keeps possession. Plays it back to Wittenauer. Now Leach. Leach cuts inside. Larson trying to turn. Leach on the return ball scuffs it. So Leach has scuffed one with the right, and he scuffed one with the left.
That was a great in-close quarters play coming from Simon, that Simon and Sam Leach, but also really great job of both of those players to maintain possession.
Yeah.
Right, focusing on playing it maybe out to an open back, maintaining possession, reassessing the attack.
And I really want to see more of that from CBC, that sustained pressure, its creativity, its precision in the offensive third, something that we haven't necessarily seen when CBC has struggled in tight games. But all in all, 14 minutes into this one, and it is still scoreless. And ball played up for Connor Ferguson. And Leach does a nice job tracking back. One of the question marks kind of at the beginning of the year was Leach in that midfield role. You know, is he not a defensive player? Is he going to live up to the defensive responsibilities associated? And I think so far the answer's been yes. He's shown good hustle tracking back. Really nice to kind of see him mature into more of a complete player as opposed to just that kind of skill, speedy offensive player. That was out of bounds. That was well over the end line, but the assistant referee didn't see it. I'm not sure. He might have been behind it a little bit. You can see it from up here. Brendan Hennessy. Alsmeyer.
Great job by tracking back by Jack Edwards to be available for that nice, easy swing pass. Tried to force it there, but.
And in case you're just joining us, you're watching CSN. Tom Eichwald and Tim Morris bringing you Cadet Soccer. This is the District 4 final between CBC in the yellow and Desmet in the white. Desmet is the home team because they did get the top seed due to a win over CBC earlier in the season. Scoreless about 15 minutes in. First 10 minutes were pretty frantic. I've got to say, the last 5 minutes or so, CBC's been settling into possession, which is not what you want to see if you are Desmet right now.
Yeah, and I would say, you know, the chances have been going more on CBC side, especially quality chances. Right, getting the ball into the box, maybe not developing a shot, but at least making counter range think about it. Great tackle there.
From Palazzolo.
From
Takes
Palazzolo.
A little hack at, Yankowitz took a little hack at Jack Edwards there. I think he was a little frustrated by that one. And ball played back to Edwards. Edwards inside. Hennessy, I'd like to see a little bit of a switch of possession. They're tending to get pinned down on that one side. They've got all kinds of space over here. They can switch through Alsmeyer over to Wittenauer, force the defense to slide. But they seem pretty intent on that side over there.
And
there it is.
There's Edwards opening it up.
There it is. Okay, good. Now all kinds of space opens up because the defense has to shift responsibilities. Right-footed shot from Dempster. Keeper tipped it is what Dempster's saying. The referee and the assistant referees say no. CBC pretty adamant the counter range got a finger on it. I thought he might have.
Either that or the defender standing in front of Dempster. But that was a fantastic opportunity. Great run through, great touches in that space. Desmet looking a little flat-footed in there, not covering the switches.
No, because that's the first time CBC switched. CBC's allowed them to kind of stay set in that right side of their own defense, and then all of a sudden they switched, and Desmet had to reorganize, and they didn't do it quick enough. Ball played over to Wessa from Hansen. Wessa misses it the first time, goes out of bounds, and it'll be a throw into CBC.
A little bit of a confusion here. Looks like the official's saying the ball never actually traveled in bounds from the throw from.
Yeah, he's going to confirm with the assistant referee, which is the official term for the linesman. And it's going to be a CBC
throw. Or maybe it actually never left play. Oh, it was a handball because the player thought it had left play. Linesman said it actually had not left play yet, so it's a handball against Desmet. CBC free kick right here against the line.
Well, CBC ball whichever way.
It's one of those plays where you're just a little too eager to grab the throw in and didn't actually let it leave play.
Palazzolo drives it off the top of Wessa's head over to Connor Ferguson. Ferguson clears, and Hansen does a nice job of tracking back to keep possession, although Leach doing a nice job of breaking up that possession. Leach trying to find Dempster in there, wasn't on.
There, Leach came flying in,
he
winning another ball.
And this one is played in, ends up with Hennessy, who's got Edwards over there, and he's going to use him. Smart ball by Hennessy to start Edwards forward with that pass. You can see the idea from Simon Larson, which was a good one.
Yeah, I just didn't get enough of it to slow up the run.
Ball played back from Wittenauer. And Huber, as he loves to do, gives it a ride. Yeah.
Great ride there. Found the head of Nick Dempster.
And a good flick from Dempster. That is out for a throw.
I like that. Keep the ball pinned back in. And also, Connor Range hasn't maybe gotten rid of the nerves yet on his feet.
No.
He had drilled one straight out of bounds earlier. Here's AJ.
And he's hit 2 CBC players, so he's feeling the nerves certainly with the feet. So that's something CBC will look to press him anytime he's got the ball at his feet. I think he'll be fine. Connor Range is a very good, very experienced goalkeeper, so I think he will settle into this game nicely.
Now, at times it seems like AJ is getting a little frantic with the ball as this pressure from Yankowitz has just been constant.
Well, it's a change of pace. It's a change of pace from the Marquette game where he had tons of time on the ball. So I think, he's kind of settling into a different game rhythm. But you talk about experienced players who will settle in. I think he'll be fine. Yankowitz is down over there on the far side.
Ooh, great play here from...
That's Ferguson. Ferguson cuts inside. Good block from Adam Wittenauer, who recovered. Now Klingler. Over to Ferguson. Ferguson whips one in with the left. Falls for Hansen. Hansen can't quite get his foot on it. Leach clears, but it's coming right back in unless Hennessy can control here. She does, courtesy of Leach, and we're back to the frantic soccer we had in the first couple minutes. And bad ball from Ferguson there, intended for Yankowitz, but we're going to get a foul called.
Looks like the official called that on Leach on a previous play. Did get a little bit of a hack in. Tried to let play sort of develop a bit. Saw that no advantage was going to be taken by Desmet, and coming back to this free kick. CBC needs to get very, very organized here. Desmet wants to create free kick opportunities.
Meyerhoff with the left. Ball played in. Good one for Desmet. Free shot for Griffin Morgan, and he puts one away with the right foot.
He was wide open on that.
That
ball fell right to him. CBC a little disorganized, not getting the ball. You see a little bit of fire there in Alsmeyer, knowing that somebody should have taken Griffin Morgan. And a ball like that cannot fall directly to his feet, point blank in front of the goalie.
The most encouraging thing to me about this for CBC, well-taken chance by Griffin Morgan, is that Johnny Huber is screaming at his backs. This is something I have not seen. One of the things that Kevin Whalen, Terry Mickler, everybody has talked to Johnny about it. I mentioned it on the broadcast, not necessarily being the most vocal goalkeeper in the world. That is something that's been missing. A little bit of fire from John Huber. I like what I'm seeing. Even though it's a goal for Desmet, that fire from your goalkeeper, I think, means a lot for a team. Larson plays it in for Steffen. Steffen going one-on-one with Connor Range, and Connor Range needed to be quick off his line and was. I should mention that was a very good minute for Jesuit soccer in St. Louis. SLU scored one against Chaminade as well. So it is 1-0 Junior Bills. Oh, but it was waved off by a foul. So it was a half good moment for Jesuit soccer in St. Louis. So Desmet scores. SLU still scoreless over there. So Desmet up to a 1-goal advantage off a set piece. I feel like I've said that before. Definitely an area where CBC's been a little weaker this year. I think if you had to say this team had a weakness, that would be it. Good battle between Dempster and Grass there.
Yeah, CBC knows exactly what they should be doing, and they feel like they should be up a goal in this game if it wasn't for the mistakes. All right, I'd like to see something here, creating an opportunity.
Palazzolo freestyling a bit. He's helped by Leach.
Ooh.
Palazzolo goes up over the back, and by that I mean he jumps up and Klingler hip checks him. That might be biased commentary, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Who went over the back, who went under? I think 6 times out of 10.
They're going to give it.
They're going to give
guy
that
who goes over the back.
Yeah, and then or depending on the positioning, right? Defensive player generally.
And this one is played up. Simon Larson's going to go up for this one. Flicks it on, looking for Oberle, and Connor Range does a nice job claiming that one. And I should also give an honorary mention there to Andrew DeGrief, who shielded Ryan Oberle to allow his goalkeeper to take it. So 17:20 to go. Desmet up 1-0, looking to make it 2. Here's Yankowitz. Crosses, to be honest, weren't too many options in there. Wittenauer does a nice job of blocking, but it's going to be David Meyerhoff with the left-footed outswinger coming in to take this one. And CBC really needs to solidify on this one. They've got the post marked. They are marking zonally, but they're going to have to be extra careful because Desmet is amassing at the top of the box back post. And here's the outswinger. And that is cleared away by either Palazzolo or Larson. And that's 2. Desmet scores another one, and that time it was Nick Hansen. 2 set-piece goals for Desmet. And now they're going to go over and celebrate with their fans. The referee is not going to like this. You got Desmet players needing to get back on the field. So Nick Hansen with the goal. And just like that, Desmet is up 2-0. We talked about the weakness and CBC needing to be on their guard with that back post set piece setup. And they weren't. Desmet was. They anticipated better. They got the goal.
Yeah, CBC was also caught a little flat-footed with the half clearance, not exactly moving directly to the ball. And, if you're flat-footed, you might as well not be there. Nice finish there. Huber, really nothing he could do about it with that change of direction.
Absolutely nothing Johnny Huber could do about it. But again, he's screaming at his defenders. He's saying, you guys got to be quicker. You got to help me out. That's 2 goals he couldn't have touched.
Now, there's still plenty of soccer here. 16:40 left to play in this game.
In the first half.
First half. Plenty of game left.
And Desmet hoping they've killed off the beast, but CBC thinking maybe the monster's just been awakened. And, of course, the obligatory scoreboard chant from the Spartan student section. Good student turnout from both schools. And here's Edwards. Plenty of space. Got to be careful again. If he goes too far forward, Wessa has him on a counterattack. And here's Klingler. Takes it over. And good thing Wessa's not moving faster because he would have been way in behind. Still could be. But Palazzolo regains. We have an I believe that we will win cheer from the Desmet students. That's bold. That's very bold. Boy, if I'm a player and I'm hearing that from the other team's student section, just a little over halfway through the first half, that's going to fire me up.
I think what CBC needs to do is not necessarily worry about the 2-goal deficit and just get 1 goal back this half, right? Going into halftime, just down by 1 goal, changes the complexity of this game, opens up a little bit more. Not looking at that scoreboard and saying we have to get 2 goals, but just get 1 before halftime.
Absolutely. And they've had chances. Again, Sam Leach has kind of scuffed 2 good shots. You've seen a couple good opportunities. Connor Range came and missed a punch, which almost led to a goal. And here's Avi Wessa. Beats 1, can't beat 2.
Now, one thing that you have to look for with the seniors is the idea of urgency, right? You're going to want it from some players, but you're not going to want to see a desperate sense of urgency just yet, not from players like A.J. Palazzolo or Pat Osmar from the defense. This is when they need to be rock solid and gain control of this game and not feel like they have to do everything at once. Right? That was something that I've noticed a few with some of these plays that A.J.'s throwing himself in. It's not necessary, right? It's not necessary just yet to throw yourself up in the field. You need to keep that composure, be that steady course. Yeah, and the only reason to kind of abort the system is if the system can't do it. And CBC's system can create a goal here. They can create 2 goals. Just got to be better in situations like this. Off a set piece, defending those second balls especially. A lot of teams can defend the first ball on a set piece, but if you get that second pass in the penalty area, it can be deadly. Ball played in from Ferguson, behind Yankowitz. Still bouncing around. And Leach beaten to it by Griffin Morgan. Out of bounds, CBC throw. 13:47 to go here in the first half. Desmet up to a 2-goal lead thanks to 2 goals off of set pieces. The first scored by Griffin Morgan and the second by Nick Hansen.
And not the start CBC was looking for. We talked at the top of the broadcast about CBC wanting to get off to a fast start. That certainly hasn't happened. Here's Edwards. Verhulst now in the game. And Wittenauer. Leach. Desmet in a very good defensive shape right now. And good work there from Morgan. And, of course, with Desmet in this defensive shape, that's going to mean a lot more one-on-ones between Yankowitz and Palazzolo, and there's a trip. Or that's Charlie Gibbs in for Matt Yankowitz. Again, often confused and very similar build, similar mold. And here is Gibbs, all on his lonesome. Plays it out of bounds. Not much support from his fellow Spartans there.
Well, I think that's a little early for me to be stepping back and not trying to rush forward.
No.
Right, there's plenty of soccer left here to play, and CBC is definitely capable of creating plenty of chances. And I think that's one of the things that they have to be telling themselves is we are capable of scoring. We can do that. Again, as I said, you've got 12 minutes left in this half. Let's just get the one back.
And this is a corner kick.
No, it's a throw-in.
Throw-in. We have, I don't think the Desmet fans and parents are happy about this one. We certainly apologize if you're picking up booing on the broadcast. Here's Wittenauer. Throws it in. Counter range directly under it. Takes a challenge from Palazzolo and holds on. Good, strong goalkeeping. Might have tried to punch that, but that one's coming straight down on top of him. So punching it, you're not going to get much power on it. Might as well try to hold. And he does. That's why they charge you $120 for a pair of gloves. Those are the cheap ones, by the way. And this one's played in for Connor Ferguson. Ferguson tries to strike it with the left and doesn't.
Slice that one off the side.
A little bit. So 11:06 to go in the first half. Huber plays short to Jack Edwards. Looking to get a little possession. Here's Palazzolo. Will he play the diagonal? Yes, he does. Plays the diagonal. This one's flicked on for Simon Larson. Larson cuts back. Dempster. Right-footed shot just by the post. That is the second time Nick Dempster has very nearly hit the post. This time it looks like counter range or somebody got a flick on it.
It looked like the defender was able to just push it just past the post. Great work there, interplay between Larson and Dempster.
And Sam Leach, right-footed corner. Comes in low and near. Verhulst can't quite get the foot he needed on it. Ball played up in the air. Palazzolo can't win it. Second ball is won there. Excellent shot, and again a deflection, and again it was Nick Dempster. Boy, you think Dempster wants to get back in this game?
For sure.
He's a sophomore playing like a senior. And this is Leach. Right-footed outswinger. And there it is. Good ball. Ooh, just over the top from Simon Larson. And that one did not deflect off of the Spartan, so they're finally going to get a chance to clear. So good little bit of pressure there from CBC as we drop underneath 10 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, you like to see that. A little bit of stagnancy coming from Desmet. Way too comfortable with the 2-goal lead for this early in the game. Still 9:35 left in this first half.
And that one is off of Griffin Morgan. Finds Jack Edwards. 1v2 for Edwards there. He loses out on that one. Here's Wesley cutting inside. He's got Ferguson inside. And we're going to get a foul called against Pat Alsmeyer. He got nutmegged and left his leg there. And this is going to be another set piece. David Meyerhoff again, so we're going to have a left-footed in-swinger. They're marking man-to-man. Avi West is wide open at the far side. Sam Leach is going to take him. And the extra man into the box. Palazzolo is marking two men. Griffin Morgan is free without a marker. And good work by Dempster to clear. That was a short one for Hansen. But Desmet's seeing how many men CBC are throwing back, and they're throwing one more in there. Griffin Morgan was unmarked and looking to find the space at the top of that 18 to do exactly what he did a few minutes ago. Meyerhoff's going to get another throw. Substitution for Desmet. Connor Ferguson is going to make way, and is this John Ackfeld? I believe it is. And Meyerhoff's throw. Palazzolo v. Gibbs. And here's Ackfeld's first touch. Meyerhoff in again with the left. Huber claims, and dangerous situation there.
Yeah, you don't
Looks
go
like
after
Gibbs,
a goalie.
Looks like Gibbs left a leg in there, and you see the two players pat each other on the back. He's got to be very careful. He left a leg up to try to hook Huber, it looks like.
Yeah, and Huber looked at him and said, "What are you doing?"
And he apologized. That's exactly how it should go. Here is Wessa. And to be fair, probably a little bit of leg tangling on both sides. Usually you do see it go the way of the goalkeeper, though. And substitution for CBC. Jack Edwards makes way. And into the game is number 2, Ryan Gertison. And Ackfeld. Now Wessa, he's got all kinds of space. One-on-one with Gertison, crosses inside, and it's going to be a corner for Desmet. We've seen some nervy defending on these set pieces for CBC. So with 6 minutes and 43 seconds to go, great opportunity for Desmet. Can they go 3 up, or does CBC hold them here? Ball played in. This time the second ball is cleared. Steffen flicks it on for Sam Grass, and CBC is able to escape one. Palazzolo heads it only as far as Hansen. Now Morgan. And Wessa gets the throw. And Meyerhoff's going to come over and take that one. So it will be another long throw. CBC needs to mark carefully here. This is essentially a set piece with Meyerhoff's throwing ability. And you're going to see him absolutely just zoom this one in there. There it is. Good one. Gets the flick. Ackfeld at the back post. Defended by Oberle. A step over. Doesn't get him anything, though. Crosses it in with the right. Chests it out, and Sam Leach is going to clear it with the left. And Larson takes a little bit of a knock over the back from Sam Grass. That one is not called. And here's Leach. Up the line, apparently went out of bounds, though, so it's going to be a Desmet throw. Leach a little bemused by that one. 5 minutes to go now, 5:09 to be exact. And Meyerhoff's throw. For Gibbs. Gibbs tries to win it back. Palazzolo takes over. Physical play from Gibbs there, and they're going to call him for a foul. And here's Huber. Inside of 5 minutes to go now. CBC could really use one before half. Gertison, the substitute. Plays it over for Alsmeyer. Alsmeyer cuts central. Tries to play it in the channel for Dempster. Can't quite connect. CBC looking a little bit disjointed. They're attacking as individuals right now. You're seeing runs being made, but you're not seeing them followed and supported. And that's not the way you get yourself back into a 2-0 game. Here's Wittenauer. Left foot for Oberle. Here's Leach. Tries to cut it inside for Larson. That was better. There was at least an idea there. There was a unit attacking as opposed to just one or two people. Gibbs looks for Wessa. Finds Gertison. Gertison back to Huber, and he's probably going to boot this eventually, and he does. Sloppy control from Max Steffen. Was one of the problems in the game on Tuesday was just a little bit of lack of composure in the touches from CBC, especially in the second half. Wittenauer throws it in. Here is Steffen. Good pressure from Desmet. Still Wittenauer, though. He's got options in the middle. Sam Leach. He's got A.J. Verhulst, but I don't know if he can see him through the official. Palazzolo. Dempster. Again, Dempster has had the best of the chances for CBC tonight. He's had 2 right-footed shots. One of them deflected, the other not deflected, said the officials. It was close, though. Right-footed shots toward that right-hand post of counter range. So Dempster has been the most threatening player for CBC. 3 minutes to go. And that's a foul called on Hansen. Took down Dempster. And Hansen and Dempster, no love lost between them. And just a little word of caution to Nick Dempster. Just got to settle down a little bit. Keep your composure. I think that's the right way to handle that one. Dempster was a little heated. Now Leach with the right. CBC massing at the back post. Ball played in. Counter range comes out, and he catches it. Again, counter range has been very, very good coming out and claiming these crosses for Desmet. Now Avi Wessa running in space. Not a good thing for CBC. And Gertison holds his ground nicely. Now Leach, 2:20 to go. Again, don't necessarily need to be frantic here, but you like the urgency from Sam Leach. He's still running, still got it. Plays it over to Oberle. Oberle can't put it in. Good goalkeeping from counter range there, and he takes a couple of kicks. He appears to be okay. And he is fine. And that was Oberle and Leach trying to get in there. But good to see counter range okay. That's certainly one where you can get hurt pretty easily as a goalkeeper.
Great run there by Sam Leach. Moving forward, unfortunate, just put a little bit too far ahead, but I mean, as much as like you would probably defend the goalie on that one.
And we have official word that SLU and Chaminade are scoreless at half. Chaminade apparently leading in shots on goal. 6-1, I believe, according to Adam Zuvanich. Or STL High School Sports. You're following him on Twitter. You're seeing this as well. Always does a good job of covering the high school sports, high school soccer. And here is Hansen. Gibbs. We pass under a minute now. Ackfeld to Palazzolo. Delicate situation here for Palazzolo. He turns, plays it off of Gibbs, and it's going to be a throw-in for CBC. Wittenauer takes the throw. 40 seconds. $30 seconds now. And Desmet throws. This will be Meyerhoff again. And everybody's sleeping there. Griffin Morgan with space. He's got Wessa to his right. He's going to hold until Wessa makes the run, and there he is. Gertison trying to close this one down. And that one is played out for a goal kick. I thought Gertison might have gotten a foot on it, but he didn't. And I don't think CBC is going to get this off, so that is going to be the half. And at halftime, it is all Spartans, 2-0 over the Cadets in the district final. Again, the winner goes on to play the winner of SLU Chaminade. The loser's season is over, so certainly things not positive right now for CBC. That's the first half, so we're going to take a break. When we get set, we'll tell you what CBC can do to get back in this game and what to expect in the second half here on the Cadet Student Network. And welcome back to the Tim Kylo broadcast booth. We are getting set for second half action here at Parkway North. CBC's season hanging in the balance. 40 minutes to right this ship. Right now, CBC trailing 2-0 to the Spartans of Desmet. And as we saw in that first half, CBC generating some good moments of possession, but really, Tim, what it came down to was the set pieces.
Yeah, and I think CBC just needs to sort of collect themselves and realize a 2-0 lead, as you've always said, is the most dangerous lead in soccer. Desmet's starting to sit back. They sat back in that second half for the last 15 minutes. Very lucky that CBC wasn't able to come out with a goal. Needs a little bit more of the same. Not to be in frantic mode just yet. We have 40 minutes to play. We've seen CBC score many goals very quickly, and I'm very confident that they're going to be able to do the same thing here.
And what's funny about that, I always talk about 2-0 being the most dangerous score in soccer. I think the CBC bench is aware of that because the first time I heard it, it was from Glenn Ziffel, my freshman coach at CBC, who is now the varsity assistant coach. So I think that bench is aware.
And I'm sure that he heard it from his mentor.
Probably. And here's Wittenauer. A good tackle there from, that was Connor Ferguson. Ball flicked on. Chasing it down is E.J. Verholst. Starting the second half, it's going to go out for a Desmet throw. And the first half, again, not really bad from CBC as far as run of the game was considered. It probably wasn't their best. I think it was a little better maybe than they played against Marquette in that second half. But really, you got to be better than that, and you got to defend your set pieces. And hopefully we don't have to keep talking about defending set pieces.
I hope now. I think what we're going to see from CBC is a little bit more possession, and they're going to try a lot more pressure on Desmet. Going to try to keep the ball in the Desmet half as much as possible.
And Hennessy getting closed down by Hansen there. It's going to be a throw into CBC. Here's Wittenauer. Good throw from Adam. And, ooh, that looked no elbow, I guess. Couldn't really tell from here. Hard challenge from Hansen, between Hansen and Wittenauer. Probably a little bit going both ways, to be honest. And here's Steffen.
Now, it seems like a little bit of a change here. A.J. Palazzolo playing up top.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan Oberle is going to play center back. So he's going to play where A.J. was. Dempster's on the left. And over on the right wing is E.J. Verholst instead of Oberle, who's playing back for Palazzolo, as we said. Now here's Yankowitz. Yankowitz looking to get one in with the right foot. And can't quite control it. That was Connor Ferguson trying to bring it down. Good flick from Sam Leach. Leach off to the races, but a good defensive recovery from Austin Bloom. Throw into No, he kept it in bounds. Ferguson, Wittenauer. Leach controls. Great control off the chest from Sam. Here's Palazzolo. Cuts inside. Steffen with the left foot, and that's harmlessly wide. Nick Dempster over here on this near side to us is a little bemused that didn't end up at his feet.
Yeah, I think that's just a little bit of the sign of the urgency. Saying to himself, just one little pass outside. Don't have to do this all myself.
And you'd rather have it like that than the other way around. You'd rather be, saying maybe the shot wasn't the best option there than saying, boys, is anybody going to hit a shot? Because we have said that a few times.
Yes.
First half of the season. And here's Desmet looking to break. Hansen. Wessa. Closed down by Alsmeyer. Griffin Morgan over there to help. Dempster and Alsmeyer regain possession. Dempster plays long. And that is going to be Desmet ball. Dempster presses, and again, a little frantic here. Desmet looking to settle into possession. Out of bounds off of Avi Wessa. Ryan Gertison throws in from 10 yards ahead of where it went out of bounds, much to the chagrin of about half of those in attendance. And that's a foul. And Klingler is not giving him 10 yards. Stern warning from the official. That is seen as time wasting. If you stand less than 10 yards and don't move, you can be booked for that. And here is Hennessy. Gertison. Gertison plays it in. Palazzolo not pleased with the service. And counter range gathers.
Now, there was an interesting play there. Connor Range had it on the ground, had the ball visibly in his hands, stood up, leaving the ball on the ground, and then picked it up. Sam Leach pleading with the official that you're not allowed as a goalkeeper to have possession of the ball, put it on the ground, and then pick it back up.
And there's a good save from Range, speaking of the goalkeeper, off of Leach.
Sam Leach wasn't able to get a lot on that. Very tough to get any sort of power with that by being squeezed by those two defenders.
Yep. And I think what you were seeing from Leach is more frustration than anything. I don't think there was anything sinister or gamesmanship-y going there from Range.
Oof.
And Yankowicz goes down. I didn't see much contact. They're going to call it a foul. And, again, half the crowd pleading for a card there. I think the referee is being reminded that he has small pieces of paper in his pockets for occasions like this. I don't think you give a card there for sure.
No, I think he called the foul. There was a little bit of contact, but Yankowicz definitely, I think, played up the fact now he's already drawing contact inside the CBC defenders.
He did not fight gravity there. Ball played in. Huber comes out, misses on the punch. Dempster bails him out. Still a little frantic here. You got open white shirts in the box. Yankowicz is wide open in the penalty area.
Now, interesting thing here. The sideline official had his flag up.
And he was not seen. And
he was not seen, and the play continued.
Referee is going to confer just to make sure the correct call is made. I don't think Johnny Huber realizes that they're conferring. And what is it going to be? Is it going to be an offsides, or I think all things being equal, they're just going to let him hit the goal kick.
Yeah, I think that was about even where the offsides would have happened, is around the 6-yard line.
Good kick from Huber. On a chilly night, ball not flying like it can, and he drilled that one. Gertison holds his ground against Wessa. It'll be a Desmet throw. The Grief over here to take it. Not far enough forward to bring in the specialist, Meyerhoff. Ball settled by the face of Brendan Hennessy. Not the kind of night you want to...
Oh, and it looks like we're going to have a stoppage here.
Yeah, the eye maybe.
Oh, it looks like there's like a little bit of blood.
Yeah, Hennessy definitely took one in the face there, and he is... he's bleeding above the eye. He's got blood on his shirt. Looks like he's got a cut forehead. I guess he got a little bit more than the ball in the face. I wonder if he took the shoulder or something.
It actually looked like the Desmet player came in a little high with the arms on that play.
And that was Ackfeld who came over and apologized. He is okay. Doesn't look to be anything too serious, but again, when there is blood, you got to bring, or Klingler, not Ackfeld. You got to bring over the trainer, make sure everything's clear, safety precaution. So they're going to try to stop the bleeding.
It looks like Simon Larson came in for Brendan Hennessy.
Palazzolo closes down Klingler there. And Larson's going to try to control and play long, which he does. Ball bounced over to Grief, but he's backed up there by Bloom and Grass. Dempster keeps it in. And here is Dempster closing down Klingler. Good hustle from Nick Dempster. He wants this. I think Dempster's probably been the liveliest of CBC's player tonight, with probably Sam Leach right behind him.
Going and chasing the ball. Official there not taking kindly to the extra yardage.
No.
That the Desmet wanted to take.
He get away with a couple, but not that many. Ball played long. Headed clear. Dempster whiffs. Larson, Gertison. Ball played back in the middle. Here's Yankowicz. Good job by Alsmeyer just to put Yankowicz off just enough. He can't control it. But good job by Klingler to wing it back. Yankowicz. Ferguson. And Pat Alsmeyer plays it in. Good ball for Steffen. Steffen's going to win this one. Cuts it back for Dempster. Dempster's got a little bit of space to hit it with the right. He's going to hit it with the right. Gets a deflection off Sam Grass. Austin Bloom. And that is going to go out for a corner to CBC. You want to make the most of these opportunities if you are the Cadets.
And you're going to see Simon Larson and
Palazzolo. They're your targets. Leach with the right foot. Not a good one. And Connor Range claims that one easily. Not Sam Leach's best contact.
Yeah, Sam's had a couple of those, but a little frustrated from him. And, you know, the foot stomping, puts his head back, wondering what's going wrong. But he's got to keep playing.
And here's Oberle and Yankowicz. Physical battle there. A lot of arm going both ways, but at the end it's a throw-in.
It's like some of the coaches there are wondering who's watching this game a little bit. A lot of extracurriculars on both sides.
It's an elimination game. It's a district title on the line, and it's a rivalry game. You would expect nothing less. Obviously, the general disclaimer that you hope nobody gets hurt, certainly.
Obviously.
30 minutes and 52 seconds to go in this one. Gertison. He's going to play it long. He's got Palazzolo. Ball takes a bounce over him.
Misplayed there by Wittenauer.
Yep. Yankowitz, Connor Ferguson. And Oberle is back to clear. Nice clearance from Ryan. And that one's headed out of bounds by Palazzolo. Tries to say it came off of a Desmet player, but I don't think it was in 3 feet of one. Might as well try it, though. Never know. Referee could zone out for a second, see your hand, assume. All it takes is one throw and one set piece. Or two. And this ball played up for Wessa, covered by Gertison. Nice job by Gertison, but you got to say, if Wessa turns on him there, he is gone. Stefan, Leach. Leach closed down from behind. Now Palazzolo cuts it back inside for Sam Leach, just behind him. And Connor range closed.
That was a great little fake shot move by AJ. All of the defense bit on the shot, leaving up the passing lane for Leach, unfortunately, just right behind his heels.
And you're really seeing Palazzolo kind of play in behind the strikers, which I think is a good role for him because it allows you kind of a possession hub. I like to use the term hub, right behind the strikers. So rather than your possession hub being a more deep-lying midfielder such as Alsmeyer, you're seeing the hub be much farther up the pitch. So it allows you to form your offense a little higher as opposed to a little deeper around the top of the 18.
Looks like we're going to have a switch here. Adam Wittenauer is coming out.
And Joey Crawford. No, that's not Joey Crawford. That is Jordan Rolfe coming in. Brought my binoculars tonight. And here is Verhulst. Not the best cross ever hit.
Ooh, but misplayed there.
Makes its way to Leach. Palazzolo still in possession. Hits it one time. Great save there from Connor Range. That is an outstanding save from Connor Range. Good hit from Palazzolo. And now CBC sets up the corner.
Yeah, fantastic hit. You'd always like to see a little more power on it, but knew that he had to control it.
Yep. That was Leach's corner again. Ball breaks for Palazzolo. Now Alsmeyer. Alsmeyer dumps at far post, looking for Stefan. Too high for Max, though. And Desmet's going to get a chance to clear. This is DeGrief. And now Wessa. Max Stefan pinches back. Helps out in defense as well. Wins it back for Alsmeyer. Now Jordan Rolfe. Rolfe gives it away to Klingler, but gets it right back. Good possession from CBC right now. Can't convert, though. Desmet looking to clear. Yankowitz running it down. Yankowitz was the only one on the field who believed that ball would stay in bounds, and he got to it. No, he didn't. He almost did.
He almost did. Tried to do one of the, let's put the ball up in the
Well, you look at it.
Hill.
You look at it and you think, sure, that ball's going out. But then you see him pedaling away and almost had that one. And now Hansen is fouled, but the referee calls advantage. Jordan Rolfe got a leg into him. And that is going to go out for a goal kick. So the advantage call invoked by our official. 26:53 to go in this one. Is it 26:53 left in CBC's season?
Ooh, and a miss hit there by Johnny Huber. Gives the ball right back to Desmet.
And here's DeGrief. Over the top of Yankowitz. And Johnny Huber is going to claim this one. And here is Huber. He's going to roll it out to Jordan Rolfe. Palazzolo pinching back. Wins the battle with Ackfeld. Rolf, good ball across the middle for Verhulst. Verhulst has to keep it coming. He does. Gertison, he's got Dempster on the line. Got to find him. Doesn't. Finds Palazzolo. Palazzolo too direct, though. And no following run from Leach. And Desmet still up 2-0. There's a flick on. Yankowitz wins it initially, wins it again, brought down by Oberle. And that is a foul against Oberle, so another dangerous free kick situation for Desmet. Got to be smarter if you're CBC. That ball's going away from him. He's not getting that. That's not a good foul right there. And here it is from Hansen. Good header there from Alsmeyer. Ball breaks for Klingler, and he puts it wide of Johnny Huber's goal, and Huber's going to get a chance to clear it. Folks, when was the last time you had a good old-fashioned backyard barbecue? Next time you do, you have to visit our friends at Kenrick's Meats and Catering. Steaks, roasts, burgers, brats, delicious deli trays. The folks at Kenrick's have it all. Dry rubs and dipping sauces, too, by the way. Stop in to see Joe the Butcher and his crew for the best cuts around, and they will sure chop you up something special. Check them out in South County on Weber Road or visit them online, www.kenricks.com. Give them a call also at 314-631-2440 and go see our friends at Kenrick's. And that is a foul against Desmet. Yankowitz doesn't like the call. Taken quickly. Referee calls it back. I don't see how calling it back because a Desmet player is talking is advantageous to the team who gets the free kick. But I think you're trying to calm down Avi Wessa and Matt Yankowitz, who are not happy with that one. And here's Alsmeyer. Looks to dump it in. Can't. Steffen tracking back. Miscommunication there from Rolf and Simon Larson. Nice that that one goes out for CBC. Couldn't exactly tell who that went off of. Austin Bloom kicking it long. Little too early to start just playing it long if you're Desmet, isn't it, Tim?
I would think so. Desmet, though, very comfortable in sitting back, waiting for just like even the smallest opportunity. CBC needs to maybe do a little bit better job of developing possession instead of just giving it a ride every chance that they get.
And here's Alsmeyer. Verhulst got room to carry. He's going to find Alsmeyer again. This is good. Got to keep this moving. Ball out to the right wing. There's Tyler McAllister over there on the right-hand side. Now Dempster. Back to Gertison. Gertison across to Alsmeyer. Alsmeyer, that was well read by Jack Klingler, who thinks he was fouled. He wasn't. Didn't bite on the fake, and that one hurts. Jordan Rolfe played that one right into Matt Yankowitz. Chilly night, that doesn't feel good. That was Klingler, not Yankowitz. 19, not 9. 22-29 to go. Throw in for CBC. Here's Jordan Rolfe with the throw. Palazzolo. Dempster. Palazzolo from Leach. AJ couldn't get there. Ball played up long looking for Yankowitz, and that one is going to go out of bounds. That one is thrown into Hennessy, who's got Jordan Rolfe, and Jordan Rolfe has acres of space. Dumps it up for Steffen. Boy, could CBC use something right here. Corner kick. This would be a great opportunity to pull level.
Yeah, let's see if Sam can figure out the yips that he's had on some of these corners going this way.
Right-footed out swinger. Plays up the top looking for Palazzolo. Palazzolo gets a flick. Steffen can't quite get his foot on it, and Connor Range closes. That was close.
Yeah, Connor Range thought that Steffen was going to get it. He has his hands going one way, but the ball fell to his feet. Very fortunate there to not have it bounce around anymore. Steffen holding his head a little bit like, I can't believe I just missed it.
21-14. You add that to the list of CBC misses, the two scuffs from Leach in the first half, and then you add the two near posts from Dempster. It's a growing list of near misses for CBC. The only thing not growing is the score tally. Alsmeyer. He's got Gertison, finds him. Back in the middle, Hennessy Reed. It's good to see Hennessy back on the field as they got the bleeding stopped. Again, took a kind of a knock in the face. Was bleeding a little bit kind of up above the eyebrow. Appears to be okay and is back in the game. Good read from Alsmeyer. A lot of contact with Yankowitz. Yankowitz tries to draw a foul there, and the referee's going to say play on.
Chastising him, saying he was the one that fouled.
Good call from the official. This ball played in just a little over the top of Palazzolo. Connor Range has really had a good game.
Yeah, he's collected everything that's been even close to him. Never really given up a second chance. I think it's at this moment with 20 minutes left to play. He's going to try to play the best game that he can. And
I certainly think as of right now, Yankowitz goes down again.
I think he's just looking for calls.
He is, and the official knows it. He already told him to get up at least once, talk to him. Now, again, I was starting to say, I think right now, you had to call it right now. Connor Range probably making the best case of anybody for player of the game.
Oh, definitely. I mean, even though those goals were along with it, I think he's made some fantastic saves. That save against A.J. Palazzolo was top-notch.
It was. And the goals, yes, they're good finishes from Morgan and Hansen, but really, I mean, they're kind of just chaotic goals. Ball bounces to somebody who puts it away. Can't say there's been one player who's been outstanding in the build-up for Desmet. Here is Yankowitz. Can't beat Dempster. Ball played in. Here's Hansen. Back to Meyerhoff. Now Klingler and acres of space. Finally closed down by Hennessy.
Flag is up.
Yeah,
Flag
he's
is up.
offside anyway.
Flag is up.
And Huber's going to run. Oh, I guess that is where it was. Huber's going to give this one a ride. If he kicks it as far as he can, it's over everybody. Yep. It's almost like I can see it coming. You see that way too often, Tim. Goalkeepers who kick it over everybody. They've usually got the biggest leg on the team. The goalie can give it a ride, and that's usually from the 6-yard box. They're not used to kicking from the top of the 18, and people aren't used to receiving that ball. So the keeper so often just kicks it right to the other keeper, as opposed to actually throttling down a little bit and trying to control it to one of your players. And here is Rolfe. Heads it in the middle for Oberle. Oberle's got Gertison on the near side. Gertison very far back. He had room to move up if he wanted it. Hennessy. Palazzolo. Steffen. And just the communication not really clicking for CBC up top. 17:56 to go. Also probably about 15 minutes left in Chaminade Slough and still no report of a goal.
You know, one of the things that I've noticed is that CBC is trying to force it to certain players instead of making the easy, the more, the higher percentage play.
And here's Yankowitz. Plays it in the middle. And that's a hard tackle there on Hennessy. Correct call. Griffin Morgan took a good piece of Brandon Hennessy's ankle, and this one's going out for CBC. But CBC very slow to react on that pass down there. They need to be quicker. You cannot concede another goal.
But here, you know, Hennessy's got ability to control it. They're a great defensive play there. Jordan Rolfe needs to get back.
And he does.
Wins it back.
Good recovery from Jordan. Near tragedy there.
But here, trying to force it into Sam Leach when there are options on this side of the field that's closer to the camera.
And you got so many good players in the midfield, but they can't do much if you don't use them. Here's Leach's throw. Finds Palazzolo. And Tyler McAllister couldn't quite get the turn on that one. And Desmet wins back. They're playing a counterattack game right now, which Yankowitz is tailor-made for. Goes out of bounds, throw in for Oberle. And we got a substitution here. Wittenauer coming on for Rolfe.
It looks like Yankowitz is gonna sit for, is that Gibbs?
Charlie Gibbs.
Yep. So
And
16 minutes, just over 16 minutes left to play here in this second half. CBC, the offensive player is, as much as we can credit trying to force it in, I've not seen a lot of runs.
No.
A lot of standing around saying, get me the ball, get me the ball.
that doesn't get you the ball.
And he's looking at his players saying, like, all right, get me the ball, but AJ's calling for the ball and trying to do everything here.
Yep. Hennessy can't quite thread it through to Steffen. Ball played up now, Charlie Gibbs. Good challenge from Alsmeyer. And here's Oberle versus Wessa. Ryan Oberle wins it. Ooh, and our official has taken one right in the head.
They're going to stop the clock on this one. Hopefully he's okay.
Certainly hope so. He took one directly to the side of the head off the foot of Ryan Oberle. Certainly, obviously, nothing malicious there. He's just trying to clear it up the line.
He was trying to just keep it in bounds. He was at a half slide. I think that just went off the face.
That is direct. And it is cold out here, folks. That does not feel good. Certainly hope he is okay. I don't know if they keep a reserve official for this game. And while they
I don't think they keep a reserved official. I think they're going to make sure that if he's not able to continue, I think they switch to the 2.
That's what they'd have to do.
Yeah. So the other linesman would become the official on this sideline. But I think he's going to be, as long as he passes a quick concussion protocol, I think he's going to be okay. They're talking to him now, probably asking him a couple questions. What day of the week is it?
Yep.
What town are you in? What's the score of this game?
Now we certainly don't think there's the occasion on this chance with the official and Oberle. But if you do need an attorney, folks, you want someone you can count on to protect your legal rights. The attorneys at Milliken Wright are here for you. Brian Milliken and CBC grad Chris Wright have fiercely represented the injured and accused in civil and criminal cases in the St. Louis metropolitan area for more than 15 years. Call Brian and Chris at 314-621-0622 or find Milliken Wright online at www.millikenwright.com. Milliken Wright will fight for you. And our assistant referee is back in the game. 15 minutes and 28 seconds for CBC to try to get back in the game.
All right, looks like the official's going to continue. He looks like he's just no worse for the wear. Probably a little embarrassed about it, but 15-28, ready to play. CBC looking to start a comeback here. Desmet.
Watch Wessa and Dempster here. These two players are going at it. This official's got to keep an eye on that one. That's getting physical in a hurry.
Yeah, Dempster needs to maybe calm down.
He does.
He's starting to throw his body around a little recklessly. Now, not saying it was not deserved. Avi Wessa did give him a good two-hand shove right to the chest.
And we've just seen, with 15 minutes left, SLU has taken a 1-0 lead. Alex Solverud scoring on a free kick from midfield. It bounced in. Now Dempster.
Great ball
for
there.
Steffen.
Oh, just a little too far.
And that is excellent defending from Sam Grass.
You know, we've said his name over the past few years, haven't we?
Yes, we have. Since he was a freshman, came up, played wingback as a freshman. 14 minutes, 41 seconds here.
Oh, great flick there.
And Steffen can't control. Again, I don't think Steffen's control this week has been as good as we've seen. I think his touch has been a little off almost.
Yeah, it's that first touch.
And here's Hennessy. Well, you got to say, if CBC doesn't put up a fight here, this is going to be a very anticlimactic end to a really impressive season. And you're talking about a team that dismantled SLU 4-0. Talking about a team that won repeated games by 6 and 7 goal margins in the CYC tournament.
I think they would agree that was the high point in the tournament, coming right after a low point. Look at Alsmeyer here.
Right-footed shot, and counter range is right there. Didn't get it far enough out, but excellent positioning from counter range. He read that all the way.
Yeah, and it was a great job. He had positioned himself nicely so he knew where the shot was coming from, saw it all the way into his gloves.
And good job to hold it, too.
Yeah, I'd have to, right now I'd have to give counter range the man of the match. He has been just stellar back there.
He has. And a high kick from Wessa on Dempster. And Gertison is going to take a quick free kick for Hennessy. Over to Wittenauer. Again, right-footed player playing at left back. Or left-footed player playing at right back, correction. Now Alsmeyer. Gertison. Got Hennessy in the middle. They're going to use him. And Hennessy lost that ball. CBC couldn't quite gain control of it again, but they get a throw in. And we're going to get a stoppage of play for a substitution here. And this is Verhulst coming on for...
I think it's Tyler McAllister out there.
And there is the throw. Gertison. Dempster. Dempster tries to cut inside. Goes right through Avi Wessa, who didn't like it. And then Dempster gets tackled by Griffin Morgan. Avi Wessa standing right over him. He needs to watch himself. They both do. Griffin Morgan stepping over him, too. Dempster needs to settle down, but Wessa is not helping matters, certainly.
Referee's looking at Wessa.
Well, we saw them over here on that free kick just a moment ago. They were full-on shoving each other before the ball, just going back and forth. And Avi didn't win the ball. CBC wins the throw there.
Yeah, Avi, looks like the hand was Avi coming in with his arms up.
Yeah, he was
looking to do some damage.
I hate to make accusations, but it certainly had the appearance that he was targeting the man and not the ball there. Good thing for Nick Dempster that he missed him, but that's not a head ball you want to see. And here's Oberle. Plays it up to Gertison.
That was a nice control play. Able to find a wide open Gertison. Hennessy.
Gertison. 11:47 to go. CBC needing 2 to force extra time. And there's going to be Leach taking the throw. You don't see that very often. Palazzolo controls. Dempster and Steffen over here as well. Steffen cuts inside. Tries to play it back in for Palazzolo. Can't quite hit it soft enough, and we're going to get a substitution for Desmet. Charlie Gibbs is going to make his way off.
Looks
and
like
Matt Yankiewicz comes back on.
Yankiewicz coming back on. Physical player, they need his presence up top to try to generate some more pressure on that back line for CBC.
And correction, we credited Alex Solverud with the goal based on what we were hearing. SLU AD crediting Will Minnick for coming across in front of the free kick and maybe getting a flick on it. Either way, SLU leads 1-0. Desmet here leads 2-0. Alsmeyer plays it ahead, drills it in the Hennessy. Nothing he could do about that one. And here is Hansen and Alsmeyer. Now Palazzolo and Morgan. Oberle will leave that one to Johnny Huber, who claims a lot of contact between Yankiewicz and Oberle. And Huber's going to put it on the deck and give this one a boot.
He's going to take his time, take space that's being provided to him. Yeah, but that's to nobody. Flicked back.
Again, what'd I say? Goalkeeper kicks it from too far up. Doesn't throttle back. It's going to go over everybody's heads every time.
Yeah, you like to see a little more movement from that back from the offense. From the offensive line, not really the offensive line, but CBC sort of set up a makeshift line with their offensive players.
And Huber's going to claim this one and probably give it a ride if I know Johnny. Oh, no, he will throw it. Looking to build through Gertison.
Yeah, Gertison has acres of space here.
Good composure from John. Gertison not the best ball, but he does find Steffen, who controls better that time. Here's Dempster. CBC could really use one right now. 9:49 to go, trailing by 2. Ball played across. Leach into the middle for Palazzolo. Palazzolo one-on-one with counter range, and there it is.
There it is. There's the goal.
AJ Palazzolo from a pass from Max Steffen.
Going to pick up the ball for Desmet.
Sam Leach is going to hustle back, get that ball out of the goal, and with 9:39 to go, we have a 2-1 game. Was just going to say that CBC didn't look too likely to score, but Palazzolo gets one real chance inside the 18, and he buries it, folks.
It looks like they're going to pull out Yankiewicz, number 21 for Desmet coming in.
That is TJ Burke,
looks
coming
like
in junior forward.
Maybe a defensive change here. CBC showing signs of life. You know, we were waiting for the opportunity. Great ball in there from Sam Leach to AJ Palazzolo, who takes the opportunity to put it on his foot. And
it started with good control from Max Steffen. And Palazzolo loses out to Hansen on that one, but CBC will get it back courtesy of a throw-in from Adam Wittenauer with 9:12 to go. 1-goal game, folks. We talked about 2-0 being the most dangerous score in soccer. This is why all of a sudden you think you're safe, you think you're in control, and now doubt's in your mind and you are trailing by 1. A lot of contact there. Oberle beats his man to the ball, keeps it in bounds. Might want to let that one go out of bounds, and there we have a foul. That is Alsmeyer with the foul. And the referee is not going to give a card. I think there's a lot of people calling for that. But Desmet's got a free kick. They're going to take their time with this one for sure. They've got 5 men back. They're not really throwing their full strength behind this one. But absolutely imperative for CBC that you could defend here.
Nicely defended there, looking for the quick break. Sam Leach unable to get it.
Yep,
Look at this quick turn here.
Jack Klingler.
Klingler out to Avi Wessa.
Cuts it in. Huber will claim that one comfortably. 8 minutes and 15 seconds to go now. It is not over, folks. 2-1 Desmet. The winner of this game advances to the sectional round to play the winner of SLU Chaminade. SLU currently up by 1. They started, I think, a few minutes ahead of us, so they've probably got about 5 minutes left in that one with a 1-goal lead. And that game will be next week. This ball played in. Good control from Palazzolo, but everybody was on the other side of him. Now Hennessy and Alsmeyer trying to control with 7:42 to go. Now Leach. Good control from Leach. Crosses in. Austin Bloom heads away. Leach wins it right back, though. He's going to try to get another one in, or at least get a corner, and he gets neither. Great defending there from Desmet. And Tim Burke doing a nice job, or TJ Burke doing a nice job of getting back to that one. Tim Burke, the current world long drive champion. Getting my Burkes confused. And that one's played long. Johnny will come out and give that one a boot. Finds Gertison, who controls nicely.
Ooh, just a little bit.
Misses Nick
Gertison
Dempster.
was trying to keep control of himself. That was a hard pass thrown his way.
And Desmet will start their long string of substitutions. I would imagine we'll see a substitution just about every time the ball stops, and they can, just because it takes a couple extra seconds. And you know, nobody in white's in a hurry to get off the field right now. This ball played across. Avi Wessa, one-on-one with Oberle, plays it around him. Can't beat the pair of Ryans, Oberle and Gertison back there. And now Dempster, Hennessy. Hennessy loses out, but Alsmeyer's got him. They are really doing a nice job, Desmet are, of breaking up CBC's possession. They are not sitting back right now, which is good for them.
Yeah, I think that was what that defensive play. This is just going to go up the gut.
Yeah,
like
got
to
all
see
kinds
a
of
switch.
space on the opposite side of the field.
Go to the other side of the field. There's still 6 minutes left in this game.
You don't need to go direct right now.
Yeah.
Going that direct is the last 2 minutes of the game.
That goal from CBC that came from A.J. Palazzolo came from prolonged possession and moving the ball and changing the angle of attack.
Ball played in by Wittenauer.
CBC faithful hoping for and trying to will their team into one more goal. Looks like that ball was out of bounds.
It was.
Sam
just
Leach
barely.
trying to get
just barely
around the defender.
Good hustle from Sam. 5.5 to go, folks. CBC trailing by a goal. Counter range. Set for his goal kick. Bouncing around. Wittenauer plays it up. Leach tries to flick it on to Palazzolo. Palazzolo back to Leach. Sam Leach just misses out on that one. Tries to get a touch back. Nobody following up that run. You need to see somebody following up that run right now. Boys, you're down by a goal. You can't be sitting back when your midfield is running like that.
Desmet was just flinging bodies at that one, trying to get something in front of it.
Oh, that's all they have to do right now. Fling bodies for 4 minutes and 55 more seconds. And that goes back. Counter range. Botch clearance. We have a stoppage of time. I guess Hennessy's, they're going to send him off. I wonder if that.
Bleeding.
Yeah, bleeding hasn't stopped, and Simon Larson's going to make it back in. 4 minutes and 47 seconds left on the clock when it stops. Although this doesn't seem like the moment, if you know a grade school student who might be a future cadet, please encourage him to pay us a visit and experience CBC for himself. Call Melissa Ryan at 314-985-6095 to schedule a tour of CBC or an 8th grade shadow visit. That's 314-985-6095. Spend a day with us and experience what CBC is all about. Larson's header, only greeted by white shirts. Wessa plays long. Gertison in a foot race with Burke. And Oberle is going to clear this. And again, you need to be putting pressure on Desmet right now. Under 4.5. Oberle's going to let this one go out for a goal kick. And Johnny Huber is going to play it short to Gertison.
Yeah, I like that from Johnny Huber. No need to force anything up.
Now Alsmeyer. Alsmeyer dumps it in looking for Palazzolo. Palazzolo, little flick, can't find Verhulst. Desmet botches the clearance a little bit. Here is A.J. Adam Wittenauer back to A.J. Palazzolo. They're quadruple teaming him. That's a late hit. That's a blatant
that was
late hit.
very late.
That's illegal in football. And he's not giving him 10 yards, and now he is. And Sam Leach is going to look to hit this one in. You got Larson in there. You got Palazzolo in there. Ball cleared. Stefan tries to hit it. That one's popped straight up and just over the bar for a goal kick. Dangerous moment there for Desmet. 3.5 to go now. 1 goal lead for Desmet. And Connor Range is going to give this one a boot with 3:15 to go. It's a good one. Over everybody. Oberle, nice tackle there. Finds Gertison. Gertison beats Wessa to it, which takes some doing. And now back to Adam Wittenauer. Adam Wittenauer plays long, looking for E.J. Verhulst. Been quiet over there on that right-hand side. Sam Leach has been immense. And he's going to cut back inside wisely.
Tries to find A.J. there.
Everybody's trying to find A.J. right now. Alsmeyer trying to use the ref for a pick there. Didn't quite pan out for him. He's got to switch it. He's got Gertison. 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Gertison's going to dump it in. Off the head of Palazzolo and out for a... they're calling it a corner.
Corner kick off of the Desmet player there.
Sam Leach. He's got support short if he wants it. He's going to dump it in, and Connor Range holds it. That's a big catch from Connor Range. If he punches that, anything can happen. Good composure from the goalkeeper to hold that. Not the best clearance ever. Gertison can't quite get to it, but he's fouled. Desmet's going to kick the ball away. Fortunately, a responsible ball girl is able to hand it to him, and CBC is back in play. Wittenauer in space. Under 2 minutes now, 1:50. Larson gets wrong-footed. Ball played long. Huber's going to chest this down and give it a ride. Can't go over everybody, John. That's much better. And that one's headed out by Desmet. So 1:35 to go. CBC desperately needing something right here. Leach plays it in the path of Palazzolo. That one is out for a throw-in. Palazzolo's going to take it quickly. No, he's going to leave it for Wittenauer.
He's going to leave it for Wittenauer. Wittenauer, who's got an arm he's shown today.
1:15 to go.
He's going to try to put this into the box.
He does. Palazzolo flicks it far post. Desmet's going to flick it out, and it's going to be a corner kick. CBC corner kick. Sam Leach is going to take this one with about a minute to go. He's going to hit it with the right foot. It's going to be an in-swinger. Again, 1 minute to go. There's the ball in. Header! Cleared off the line by Desmet. Ball's still in danger, though. Headed back by Max Stefan. Here's Adam Wittenauer. He's going to try to get across on. He hits it too hard. That's going to be a goal kick with 45 seconds to go. That was cleared off the line by Desmet. That was it. That was it. And Connor Range is in no rush to kick this one. 30 seconds now. Kick it as far as you can, son. 24 seconds to go. CBC throw. Dempster's going to throw this with 20. Flicked on. Palazzolo. Probably a high boot, but gets away with it. Cleared out by Desmet. Throw in. Dempster. Leach is injured. Ball played, and it looks like a cramp for Sam Leach. That one is off the head of E.J. Verhulst, and that is going to be a goal kick, and that is going to do it. The Desmet Spartans pull out the win 2-1 and beat CBC. So the Spartans are your District 4 champions. They are going to win. There's going to be a mob down on the track. Someone dressed as a cop is running to it, but I think it's a Desmet kid in a Halloween costume. And that is going to do it on CBC's season. Boy, Tim, I don't know what you say, do you?
There's not much to say. It was a great effort there at the end. Opportunity, but cleared right off the line. Unfortunate end for the career. We have to give a shout-out to all of the seniors showing heart near the end of the game, really trying to make something happen. But yet again, it's just the little defensive mistakes, the ability of Desmet to take advantage of their opportunities.
And set pieces. That's what it came down to. CBC concedes on 2 set pieces. We got a little broken fence down there as a result of the celebration.
And I'm sure Parkway North is going to be sending Desmet a little bit of a bill.
It's a little fence repair. But you got to give credit to Connor Rain. I really think, one player doesn't win a game. John Huber is distraught down there. One player doesn't win a game, but Connor Range really for Desmet kept them in it. He made a lot of clutch saves. There was one that was cleared off the line. He was beaten on that one, but you got to give him man of the match, I think, Tim, don't you?
Oh, for sure. Connor Range was a beast back there. You'd like to see the 0 on the score sheet for him, but he made a number of great saves that kept Desmet in the game and allowed for a lot of the opportunities early on.
Now, obviously, this is not the chance we wanted. At some point, we were going to want to look back at this season and kind of, in retrospect, didn't want it to be tonight. But you look at this team, started off slow, a little bit of sluggish, but then they really came firing down the stretch. This was a team that had a lot of people's hopes up, really kind of had us dreaming, so to speak. Nobody wanted to say it, but I think we were all kind of thinking this was a team that could make a really late run. And to see it come crashing down tonight really hurts, Tim. I don't know what else to say.
No, and I actually you don't hate to look forward at this point of the season, but looking forward, there's a lot of things that good things. Nick Dempster, sophomore, Sam Leach, a junior this year, Hennessy is a junior, Tyler McAllister, junior, coming up, Tyler Herberholt, who did a lot of game time. I'm blanking on it. EJ Verhulst, also a junior. Yeah. There's a lot to look forward to next season. And the possibility there's been rumors about players coming back, pulling an AJ Palazzolo coming back from the club scene and going to play their senior year. See how they fit into the mix.
And last thing, of course, of the season, we got to thank our seniors. The seniors from this team: John Huber, Ryan Oberly, Pat Alsmeyer, AJ Palazzolo, Max Steffen, Adam Wittenauer, Dan Londano, Jordan Rolfe, and Simon Larson. So to our seniors, thank you. Congratulations to the Desmet Spartans. Good luck against the Junior Bills of SLU who have advanced. That game will be next week. We wish we could bring it to you here on CSN, but you'll be able to watch SLU Desmet next week elsewhere. So for all of the season, the views we've had this season, we want to thank you. We thank you for supporting CBC Soccer. We thank you for supporting CSN. For all of us here, we want to thank our students involved in the broadcast, Charlie Hines, John Rolfe. Thank Mr. Randy Gardner, who makes this all possible. For all of us here at CSN, for my partner Tim, I am Tom Eichwald, and we will see you another night. Tune in on Friday. There will be football, and the result hopefully will be a little bit different. So we want to thank you for joining us. Have a good night, everybody.